What advice do you have for group leaders? And it actually made me think about like the capital C church, because many churches have small groups.
Yeah.
Here at Echo, we call them Echo groups. What advice do you have for them to be more bold and actually invite people that they maybe have thought about, but just haven't found the courage to?
Yeah. One thing that appeals to me, and appealed to me as an early believer too, was when people don't use what I call Christianese, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're not being, using words like sanctification and redemption and all of that, speaking really common conversational speech, that's one. Even say things like, this might sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That one phrase is really powerful. This might sound crazy because it acknowledges the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Like it does sound kind of crazy to some people, and it might sound crazy, but I run this group and I just felt like I'd love for you to check it out if you're interested. The other thing though is that,
I want to add to that. So you said something really important in that invitation, which is, I love this group.
Yeah.
And I thought about my first time. There's a guy who goes to our church, Brandon Bloom. I invited him. We go to the same gym. He's actually the coach at the gym. And I remember when I had first invited him, it was really shaky. It was like, hey man, and I tell the story in Alpha all the time. It's like, hey man, dude, what are you doing this Sunday? It's like, nothing. It's like, well, I go to this church, don't want to sound weird or anything.
Yeah.
He's like, hold it right there. He's like, do you really like this place that you go to? I'm like, yeah, I think it's awesome. He's like, well, tell me that it's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't kind of like beat around the bush about man, yeah, it's all right. Because if that's the energy you bring into the invitation, that's basically how they'll take it. So I think you said something that I think is really important for people to know, which is, you have to be authentic.
Yeah.
If you love your group and your church and you like doing, say that word.
Yeah. It's not as complicated as we make it, One thing that I do also, I do sort of pre-marketing, I would call it. And I try to let people know all over the place that I'm Christian. Not just inviting them, but I'll put on my profile. I'd love to talk about faith. If you ever want to talk about faith, schedule time on my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not exactly a direct invitation to somebody. That is a valid thing, but I think in addition to that, you can put it out there on Facebook. I love this group. It's been so great for me. If anybody is interested, reach out to me. Put it out there on your channels and see if people come.
Love that. Has people actually booked time with you through that?
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Absolutely.
So cool.
I feel like that's something God has asked me to do too, to make time for that. That's kind of like my ministry at work, is to have one-on-ones with people who are exploring. And so, for a while there, it would be booked up a couple months in advance. So, yeah.